Sporty Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for TOKIKO Kawaii, aka Fly Me to the Moon chapters 153 through 155. So last time I covered this manga, we got a will from Tokiko, and we already know she's gonna die. We saw it in one of the extra chapters where they spread her ashes, where they had like their honeymoon / wedding kind of thing, and something that was given to NASA was a moon locket with a 5D storage. I can't wait to see what's on that thing. Let's get to this chapter and see what's in store for us today. So chapter 153 is titled Into the Clear Blue Skies. And of course we got a gorgeous cover page for it. Tokiko-san's wake will be taking place tonight. Are you sure about this? Well, given that she told me not to attend, I suppose I don't really have a choice. I see. It was a day just like today, a nice clear day with a beautiful blue sky. Eh? Dear, it might not be very interesting, and it's a bit long, but would you mind listening to an old story of mine? Of course, what did you want to tell me? It happened a long time ago on a certain summer day. The remnants of a broken country lay spread out before me, like a scene from the end of the world. It was only 70-some years ago when a new generation, burning with passion, offered up their lives in pursuit of their ideals. When I think about how it ended up like this hellscape, I sometimes wonder to myself whether it was all just a bad dream. Around that time, a lot had happened, and I had been away from Japan for quite a while. It's just like the Meiji administration just didn't sit right with me, you know. The Meiji administration. Conveniently enough for me, with my body, no matter what happens, everyone who knew me would be gone in 50 to 100 years. So while peace talks were happening, I took advantage of the confusion, randomly made up some family registry, and returned to Japan as a citizen. However, everywhere I went was truly in shambles. It was around when it happened. I found a little girl huddled under a small pile of debris, but at that time the entire country was full of children like her, so I didn't try to help and left her alone. However, the next morning, for some reason, that girl kept weighing on my mind. So I picked up some ohagi I had lying around and decided to go and check on how she was doing, but by then the debris had collapsed and the girl was nowhere to be found. Well, that's life, I thought to myself, of course, and started to leave for the second time. No matter how hurt you may be, sitting under a pile of debris is practically asking to die. You have to get back up and walk on your own 2 feet, or else. Hey, the little girl, oh, she's right there. Do you have somewhere to go? No, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't even know who I am. I see. In that case, I'll give these ohaki to you. Go on. You must be hungry, right? Oh, she is starving. I'm okay. You should eat those yourself. Why? Do you not have an appetite? That's not it. It's just you're hungry too, aren't you? Even if I ate these, I'm just a child. I'll be dead soon anyways. On the other hand, you're an adult, so you have a much higher chance of surviving. That's why you should eat those yourself. Even in a situation like this, she still had the mental capacity to think about stuff like that. She's quite the intelligent and caring child. That's why I told her about me. Don't mind that. For now, just eat the ohagi, but it'll be fine. I won't die even if I don't eat anything. Besides, you're still alive. Aww. So eat those and keep on living, little girl. You don't have to worry about me. If you've still got the mind to do that, I'm sure you'll be fine wherever you go. Eh? In that case, take me with you. Take me too, together with you. That was where it all started, under the clear blue skies of a certain summer day. Now let's get to chapter 154 and continue this story. And this chapter is titled One Small Step of 1400 Years. Sorry, I don't have any way to get you to the moon either. Humans don't yet possess the power to go to the moon. I'm sure even the great country of Sui doesn't either. But eventually, through the efforts of generations of humanity, we'll definitely get there with our own power. Right, Key? Why, Keys, can you get to the moon, Key? I know you can get to the moon because you're a kitty cat. Yeah, you are moon keys. Sorry, Kitty moved the computer. Here we go, keys. Someday we'll get to the moon, not through any kind of miracle, but through our wisdom and own courage. Kitty could get to the moon because he has kitty miracles. And he's a smart kitty. And he's a courageous kitty. Right, kitties? He has the power. Kitty power. Yeah. He's a good kitty. Even when he moves my laptop like that during recording, right, keys? Good kitty. It's been 1,400 years since that fateful day. I've seen countless lives come and countless lives go. In those years, I've repeated the same mistakes over and over, carrying a mountain of sins I could never hope to atone for. I know you do too, right, Keys? And just as you had predicted, the will of the people continued to pass down from generation to generation. Let's see. And at the end of it all, I met that child. She had lost everything, even forgetting her own name. I still have my name, but I've lost everything. She almost reminded me of how I used to be. Never once did I ever think about raising her to carve open a path to the future. All I wanted was to give her some watermelon and raise her to be happy, just as you once did for your own children. I had never thought about doing anything beyond that. Going forwards, the two major superpowers are likely going to engage in a war for ideological supremacy. Well, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Huh? Don't me. I'm being serious here, Nisama. From ICBMs to nuclear warheads, a race for technological superiority is about to begin. And as a result, they'll start aiming for the moon. It'll be the start of a space race. Tokiko, would you like some more watermelon? Are you even listening to me, Nisama? You want to get to the moon, don't you? In that case, you should be paying attention. I'm listening. In other words, it's like that, you know? Something about building a real powerful rocket engine or something. You don't get it all, do you? What? Don't you sigh at me. Just don't. Don't sigh at me, kitty. No matter how powerful of an engine we make by itself, it's not enough to get us there. We still haven't even managed to put a satellite in orbit yet, you know. Right now, what humanity needs to get us to the moon isn't a rocket engine or anything like that. There's something more important. Something more important? Yes, we need a mainframe. Shall I prepare some mango for later? Not a mango, a mainframe! Though, mango is good. Oh, mango's good too. Listen up. To get to the moon, we need to be able to run a large-scale orbital trajectory simulations. That won't be possible until we develop computational units capable of surpassing human abilities. Just look at this article, Nisama. Look at that 701 thing that this company just launched. By itself, it's not that impressive, and it's still not as good as some of its competitors. But this thing is going to become more powerful, and eventually it'll become the key to bringing humans to the moon. Kitty, you hear that? You could go to the moon, Keys. Do you want to go, Monkey? You want to stay with Mama, huh? Yeah. I see. Is that how it is? And so with that in mind, this is where the real talk begins. And what might that be? The company that developed that 701, we're buying as much stock as we can. Don't I love the way this woman is thinking? What? You can do it, can't you, Nisama? You have plenty of friends in America, don't you? Hold up. It's not a matter of whether I can do it or not. What do you mean as much stock as we can? How many are we talking here? Enough that we can participate in shareholder meetings. You're crazy, dude! Tokiko, no, she's smart. Listen up, that, Nisama. For the next few years, I'm going to pour everything into studying. Not just English, but anything and everything that will be relevant to developing this mainframe. I don't care if there's hardly any way for anyone to go overseas right now. I'm going to go, and I'm going to work on developing that system. It'll all work out. In order to develop a mainframe capable of simulating orbital trajectories, they'll need someone with both money and highly specialized knowledge. So if someone who just happened to have both were to show up out of nowhere, I'm sure they'd be welcomed with open arms. Sneaky. I'll be the one to take you to the moon, Nisama. At this point in time, NASA wasn't even a thing, let alone the Apollo program. Sorry, I said NASA instead. NASA. NASA wasn't even a thing, let alone the Apollo program, and yet she was already taking aim at unlocking the final key to space travel. But of course, this would be a lot easier said than done. This was an age far before the internet, when even textbooks were hard to come by. There was a limit to how far she could get while confined within Japan. That said, this was still during a time where international travel was more or less impossible, and so Nisama, do something about it, huh? In English, hello, Ike? Yeah, it's been a while. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Wait a minute, Ike. Yeah, it's been a while. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. After using some of my connections, I managed to open up a road, for TOKIKO. Whoa, so this is America! Nisama, look, it's amazing. There's English everywhere. There's not a single word of Japanese anywhere. Well, yeah. Why do you look so unimpressed? We're in America, you know, America! You could stand to look a bit happier. Well, it's just I've already been to America before it was even called America, you know? Well, whatever. Just you watch, Nisama. I'm gonna rise to the very top. And rise to the top she did. In all the 1400 years that I've lived, I'll see someone like her every once in a while. Someone with unparalleled foresight and dedication who will use to carve open a path to the future. TOKIKO was undeniably one of those people, just as she had predicted. The two superpowers at the time descended into a frantic space race, the key to which became the development of a mainframe. And so, in the summer of 1969, humanity finally set foot on the moon. Through her own wisdom and courage, TOKIKO had made my dreams into a reality. Yeah! Go TOKIKO! So now chapter 155. Final chapter of this live reaction, which is titled The End of a Dream. It was like watching a drama. God damn it, this art looks gorge. Out of all of my 1400 years, it was probably the strongest sense of accomplishment I had ever felt. But wait a minute, where's Kaguya? Why isn't she or the other moon people up there? Do you see that? Do you see that, Kaguya? Through our own innovation and courage, humanity has finally done it. We finally managed to launch our first attack. After 1400 full years, humanity had finally set foot on the place we had all once thought to be impossible. It might sound dumb to you now, but when we reached the moon, I thought for sure that something was going to happen, but nothing ever did. This art is just... Not a single thing. After new analysis of the moon rock samples, the lunar mare has been determined to be primarily basaltic, while the lunar highlands have been determined to be mostly anathoristic. The Genesis book itself, the Genesis rock itself, has been dated to around 40 billion years ago and is believed to have been formed through the crystallization of lunar magma. I really thought something would have happened. I really thought something would have happened. Once we reached the moon, I thought that I'd finally see some kind of recompense for all the years of hardships I had suffered through. After we landed on the moon, I was convinced that Kaguya would have shown herself. After all, it's been 1400 years. 1400 whole years! All that time, all that suffering, all the sacrifices I had made along the way. And finally, at the end of it all, I just couldn't believe that it ends so anticlimactically. Just what have I been doing this whole time? Now that I think about it, I still don't have any way of knowing whether Kaguya even went back to the moon. For all I know, she could be somewhere way outside the solar system. She could even be on the opposite side of the galaxy. It's entirely possible that Kaguya went back to somewhere far past the moon. If that's really the case, then how many more years will it take? It could be decades before we can get that far, perhaps even centuries or even millennia. How much longer will I have to keep going on all by myself on this lonely road? Uh, Honestly, it truly was like watching a tragic drama. How long are you going to keep moping around for, Nii-sama? Oh, shoot. One sec. Lost my spot. There we go. We're still not even close to done yet. So far, all we've done is landed a few Americans on the moon. There's still tons left to analyze and investigate. No matter what, I'll definitely be the one to make your dream come true. She was always like that, cheering me up whenever I was down. After that, she buried herself in her research even more than she had before. I had always been grateful for all that she was doing for me, but at the same time, I felt like I owed her an apology. Why is that? It was an impossible goal, an unwinnable battle, and I was the one who dragged her into it. Given how talented she was, she could have just left me behind and lived a much better life for herself. But despite that, she devoted her life just for my sake. Even though human life is so fleetingly short, that's why when the Apollo program ended in 1975, I moved to a small house in the middle of nowhere, somewhere I didn't have to see anyone else, where I could live peacefully on my own. Here you go, this week's jump release. Oh, what the heck? This isn't Weekly Jump, it's Akamaru Jump. Huh? What's that? Like I keep telling you, the seasonal releases and weekly releases are different. Didn't I just tell you this last time, too? I don't get it. Aren't all manga the same? They're totally different. This one doesn't have the newest chapter on Bleach. Oh, God. God, for a shut-in, you sure know how to complain, don't you? What was that? If you really think that, then stop visiting me all the time. Hold on, I feel like you skipped a few years there. Yeah, well, I didn't really mean to, but it's like the entire world just changed so fast. Like the entertainment industry just exploded, right? And life just became so much easier for shut-ins like me too. I was so surprised. I see, so that's how she got so deep into manga and anime. Mm-hmm. I totally get that. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. I became a shut-in, and despite that, she continued to care for me. Afterwards, she ended up buying out all the land around the house, and it became kind of a secret place that only Tokiko and I knew about. But all of that changed on a certain day when we got an unexpected guest. Ooh, we have to wait till next week for that. But man, so we got the first part of Tokiko's life. How Tokiko met Tsukasa and how they even got to the moon. Damn. Tokiko's early years are so interesting. Like, I really it sucks that we're not going to find out, like, everything before that for Tokiko. But man, this was interesting. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep bringing you more Fly Me to the Moon content, there's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something on my Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, follow me on PlayStation Network. That's Friend me on PlayStation Network. That's all in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.